And today we're tackling a big one: Windows 11 system requirements. Upgrading your OS is a big deal, and you don't want to get stuck halfway through the process only to find out your PC can't handle it. We'll break down each requirement from CPU and RAM to some of the more nuanced specs like TPM and secure boot, so you can be confident your system is ready for the jump to Windows 11. Let's get started. First up is the CPU, the brains of your computer. Windows 11 requires a 64-bit processor running at least one GHz with 2 or more cores. Now, most modern processors meet this requirement, but it's important to double-check, especially if you're running an older system. We're talking x86-64 or ARM-64 architecture here. Why the emphasis on 64-bit? Well, it's all about efficiency, security, and being able to address larger amounts of RAM, which is crucial for a modern operating system. So, fire up your system information and make sure your processor is up to snuff. If you're rocking a 32-bit processor, unfortunately, Windows 11 is a no-go. It's a good opportunity to consider an upgrade if you're looking for the latest and greatest features. We'll link some recommended CPUs in the description below. Next, let's talk RAM. Windows 11 requires a minimum of 4 GB. Now, while technically you run Windows 11 with 4 GB, I highly recommend aiming for 8 GB or more for a truly smooth experience. Especially if you're multitasking or running demanding applications. Think about it, you've got your browser open with multiple tabs, maybe a video editor, some background apps, and Windows 11 itself. 4 GB can get choked up pretty quickly. 8 GB gives you more breathing room and helps prevent those frustrating slowdowns. 16 GB or more is ideal for power users and gamers. Storage is another key factor. You'll need at least 64 GB of available space to install Windows 11. However, keep in mind that this is just for the operating system itself. Your applications, files, and games will take up additional space. I'd recommend at least 256 GB and ideally a 512 GB SSD. SSDs offer significantly faster boot times, application loading, and overall system responsiveness compared to traditional hard drives. Trust me, the upgrade to an SSD is one of the most noticeable improvements you can make to your PC. Chapter 4, Firmware, UEFI, and Secure Boot. Now for the slightly more technical stuff, firmware. Windows 11 requires UEFI firmware and Secure Boot enabled. UEFI is essentially a modern replacement for the traditional BIOS, offering a more user-friendly interface and improved security features. Secure Boot helps prevent malware from loading during the boot process, keeping your system safe. Most modern motherboards come with UEFI and Secure Boot, but it's worth checking your system settings to make sure they're enabled. Chapter 5, TPM, your security guard. TPM, or Trusted Platform Module, is a hardware chip that provides enhanced security features, including data encryption and secure authentication. Windows 11 requires TPM version 2.0. This requirement has caused some confusion as not all motherboards have a dedicated TPM chip. However, many modern CPUs have TPM functionality built in, often referred to as FTPM or PTT. You'll need to enable this in your BIOS settings. For graphics, you'll need a GPU compatible with DirectX 12 or later with a WDDM 2.0 driver. This is pretty standard for most modern graphics cards, even integrated graphics. Unless you're running a very old system, you should be good to go here. However, if you're planning on gaming or doing any graphically intensive tasks, a dedicated GPU is always recommended. Your display needs to be at least 720p resolution and 9 inches or larger. Most modern monitors and laptops easily meet this requirement. However, if you're using a very old monitor or a smaller screen, you might need to upgrade. High-resolution displays offer a much sharper and more enjoyable viewing experience, so it's something to consider. Finally, for the Windows 11 Home Edition, you'll need an internet connection to complete the setup process and sign in with a Microsoft account. This is a change from previous versions of Windows, where you could set up the OS offline. The Pro Edition allows for offline setup, but for home users, an internet connection is a must. Make sure you have a stable connection before starting the upgrade process. And that's it for the basic requirements to run Windows 11. Hopefully this breakdown has given you a clear understanding of what you need to upgrade. Remember to check your device compatibility using the PC Health Check tool from Microsoft. It's a quick and easy way to see if your system is ready. We'll link it in the description below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tech updates. Thanks for watching.